Let's go, everybody. Welcome to the ReJect Rundown. How's you guys doing today? Hopefully, you guys having a nice Saturday night. Apologize that we couldn't be present in effect last night here on Friday, but things occurred, couldn't do it. Obviously, helping the wife, supporting her lives and stuff like that on TikTok. So if you guys get a chance, look up Miss Cynthia on there, as well as friendship on the ReJect Rundown. Got her lives every so often, and talk about some good good quality talk, good, home in your neighborhood type of conversation. So if you guys get into that, get a chance. But obviously, can't continue moving on with the show without my partner in crime. Looks like, oh man, say what's up, dude.
Apparently, I am a partner in crime. How's it going,
Yeah.
everyone? Old man RJ here. And yeah, it's supposed to be Zach and Mac, but
Yep.
yesterday Zach and Mac wasn't around.
It's a no show,
Not
looks
even
like.
today. No
Yep.
show, no. Not at all. Yeah. You know what? Instead of calling him Zach the Mac, I'm going to start calling him Zach the Slack
Exactly.
Mac.
Yeah. Yeah, Zach the slack over here, man. It is what it is. Whatever. But we got a good show, people. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. Now, I didn't have some of these little topics I'm about to discuss with you guys real fast. Don't have an actual layout for everybody, but that came through and something that I got to discuss and let you guys know that's going on right now. Now, I know everyone is, not into who is Adam 22 and who is Lena the Plug. You guys have seen them on social media quite often. And it looks like there's a lot of dispute going on between them two because it seems like TMZ is reporting that first they were going to get a divorce. Then all of a sudden, Lena goes to TMZ and does this whole interview process of showing how that divorce filings were all fraud. That someone, and it looks like she knows who that is, basically went to the courthouse and filed a divorce papers in her name for her, right? Now, obviously, that's going to be helping with legal actions coming soon because she has a case. Her and M22 have a case. So, pretty crazy how someone could go in the courthouse and file for a divorce that has nothing to do with them at all whatsoever. They can pretend to be me and then go on there and say, "Hey, I'm going to go for a divorce." Like, what the hell? So, it's an ongoing case at this point right now with TMZ and stuff like that. So, they'll be reporting that, anytime soon. But that's kind of been all over social media and discussed at
Wait,
this point right now.
who filed for divorce? What's going on? You
So,
spoke too fast. I can't catch up. I'm old these
oh,
days, man.
so Lena, the wife, is supposed to be the one that's filing for divorce, but somebody in her name is the one going to the courthouse and filing for divorce for them, particularly
But
between
who
him,
is she divorcing?
her husband, Adam 22.
What's he known for?
He's an adult filmmaker and also a podcaster too as well. Does a show. It's basically the same show that kind of what Zach the Mac likes to do about kind of where he kind of took his idea from a little bit, took some of the things on there, like what, this is a pretty cool vibe. I want something similar to that, but make my own pizzazz with it. You know what I mean? That was that type
Yeah,
of that gentleman that he was watching a lot and kind of copied and paste a little bit of.
that's
Mine,
interesting. I would like to
not
see
mine is the
how.
adult filmmaking. All right, mine is the adult filmmaking. We definitely don't want to be involved in that part.
No, no, not at all. I'm trying to figure out how somebody can go and.
Yes,
I mean, first they're gonna ask for IDs, Social
correct.
Security.
Right.
Does this person have a doppelganger, or what it's called? A twin, evil twin out there, a clone?
I guess so. Which is
Cause
oddly
that's some
enough,
random shit.
yeah, it makes it's weird how somebody can do such and get away with it. I mean, obviously they're gonna be on camera. Obviously they're gonna be all over the whole freaking cameras when it comes to the courthouse and showing that they're the ones that were basically filing for them. So that right there, like I said, Lena and Adam 22 have a case. They have a case against this person. So it's
Well,
gonna be
the
interesting enough.
major question to bring up now would be
Yeah.
why are they doing it in Nina's name and in her favor? And
Mm-hmm.
then who decided to say, you know what, these two need to divorce each other? Let me
Right.
go sign off as Lena, and so Lena could get some good old fashioned buckaroos in her pockets.
Right. It's weird. I don't know, man. Definitely don't know, but that's gonna be interesting enough to see, how this
I
plays
like to
out.
call major BS behind all of this, but old man is old nowadays. I'm pretty sure if I wish I had somebody clock in for work for me and fucking pull in hours.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be interesting to say the least. We'll see how that goes. At this point right now, but that's in there. That's in the books. Also, too, I don't know if anyone's been paying attention, but it looks like Prince's estate is announcing that they are making a rare album coming out sometime soon, in August. It looks like of this year. So be on the lookout for that. It's a certain project. It looks like, but it's an rare and unreleased studio recordings that he did from 1977 to 2016, which basically kind of covers a good decade of his lifetime. So there's going to be a little project coming out there, so stay tuned with that. I think a lot of fans who are Prince fans are going to be excited for that for sure. So be tuning in. I think I am, just because he has some good music, man. He came, the 90s was he played a good piece to the 90s.
Hey, he played a major piece in the Batman 1 movie.
Yeah, okay, there you go. Yeah.
There you go.
The other thing is too, it looks like Sony did this kind of came out of nowhere, out of the whim. Sony has this on their announcement that they are developing an animated Ghostbusters cartoon series for Netflix. All right, so looks like this will be coming out sometime in 2027. I will be interested to see what the trailer is going to look like, but I do believe that this gives me a lot of vibes from what they did for Spider-Man, right? So with all the animation they took from Spider-Man, they figured, well, why not we do this for Ghostbusters? If it's successful, why the hell not? Right at this point, bring up something cool with the Ghostbusters. The live action movies aren't that bad. It's a hit and miss with certain fan bases. But at least if you do something animation, hey, why not? Even the kids can watch it. So obviously, but it is what it is. I like how the logo looks. It looks like it's cartoony, mutatey type of vibe. So I'm interested to say at least what the trailer will look like, and I can't wait for that to pop off for sure. So stay tuned.
I just wonder if the original cast, well, not all of them, but Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson, I wonder if they'll be involved in some way. I'd love to see them voice their own characters.
Same. I would like to know for sure about that too as well. So hopefully we can get some more details into that, about what basically what's going on with that show. I am really intrigued who's dubbed in it, who's been helping with the project to be flourishing, and to see what they do from there, man. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to know. I really do want to know. So be excited. I'm excited, actually. Ghostbusters need some love, man. They need some love in this, world of people and watching entertainment stuff, right? Why not?
Yeah, true.
All right. Now on to the Game Fest this past, couple of days, man. It's been hitting all over social media. The two big things, we got many more games that were announced, of course, but the two biggest games that stole the weekend, definitely yesterday, all over social media from the morning to freaking evening and night. They announced the Last Ronin video game, all right, which looks friggin' phenomenal, everybody. It looks phenomenal. And then someone came out of nowhere with this Stranger Than Heaven video game, and which really highlighted a lot of Tupac and Snoop Dogg. They're hitting the video game books, everybody. So they are going to be played as key players in this game. What this Stranger Than Heaven game is, because I had to research it, because I had no idea what the hell game that is. But because to me, it gave me a lot of Grand Theft Auto vibes, right? Storytelling, adventure, crime, syndicate type of stuff. Basically kind of what it is, but it does revolve around the game that was produced a while back ago for Sega, Like a Dragon, which obviously talks about the Yakuza series, right? Gang series and stuff like that. A lot of their stories. So that's what it consists of. It is a prequel to that franchise. And it's definitely going to be covering a lot of cities in Japan. So we're going to probably be seeing them there. And I do believe they do cross over some states of the USA, obviously with, Snoop Dogg and, Tupac being involved in there. But be on the lookout, man. It looks good. It looks interesting to say the least. I know for a fact people will definitely go out there and buy this game. Those who are gamers and streaming on Kick today and for the future, you guys, I could definitely see this hit all over mainstream. Definitely with Last Ronin. But many more of the other games that were announced. I mean, we got the Resident Evil. There's a new one coming out. We got a Gundam game coming out. We got freaking Alien and the Alien game coming out. So there's a lot of these adventure style type of games that are popping off, which is going to be beneficial to the gaming world, everybody. I think it's going to be fun for what people like to do when they stream, game streaming a little bit, and have some fun with it. I think it's good, but oh man, I do think that this is going to take a lot of a lot of attention from Fortnite, a lot of attention from Call of Duty. I feel like their statistics, their stats in streaming world, and people tuning in probably going to go down after this time frame when these games start coming out. Do you kind of agree, or might be a little something different in your mindset?
No, I agree. I mean, these games that are coming out right now, last one, and people have been waiting for this game, even like movie, whatever they could do with that story. They've been waiting for something based on that story to happen, and we're finally getting that. The other thing, Stranger Than Heaven, the commercial, it's been hyping everyone up. The song, Otto, Tony, I forgot her name, but the other girl, she's singing good. Cool to see Snoop Dogg involved in it. It's been a while since he's been in a video game.
Hell yeah!
But also, I think Snoop Dogg announced on Death Row Records that Death Row is actually going to start making games themselves. And I think there's a game. I'm not sure if it's a true trailer, or if it's a fake trailer, but it was a game of America's Most Wanted, which was Tupac and Snoop.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see that if that's real.
Yeah, same. Or it could, like, is it some type of involvement? I think also too with that game, because it's interesting to say the least how they added themselves. I'm messing with the light over here. It's interesting to say the least on how they add themselves to this gaming world, man. It's cool that they do, and it's definitely going to be fun for the for the fans out there who like these characters. I mean, us particularly, man, we grew up in the 90s. We grew up with Tupac. We grew up with Snoop Dogg. Still do, man. People in this generation know who Snoop Dogg is, man. He's been everywhere, done a lot of music, everything. And then ever since he's taken over the Death Row Records, man, I think Snoop Dogg's idea was that reimagine Death Row Records, do what they were supposed to do when it was formed, and have fucking fun and give the fans a lot of quality content. So I think that's what it comes from a little bit here, but that's going to be fun. I'm intrigued, and I can't wait to see what happens there. Right.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually say that, to answer your question, I think that Fortnite and all those other games that were very popular amongst the gaming community are going to probably stand down for a moment based on these games coming out, and gamers are going to want to get their claws on these first.
Yeah. I mean, I can see that. I can definitely foresee that.
I know.
Foreshadowing.
I'm sorry. Not their claws. The controllers on these first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Definitely can see it. I'm waiting to see what happens, though. But it's going to be fun. I know they're going to be all over social media, and the platform is going to be growing no matter what. So, now, speaking of video game announcements, now this wasn't announced during Game Fest, but for damn sure it was hitting mainstream. As you guys see here, Caleb Williams, fellow Chicagoan, looks like here, on the cover of freaking Madden 27, people. And the reason why I put all right, is because anyone who knows Madden, and anybody who's ever seen any NFL player on the Madden cover, knows for a damn fact that this is bad fucking luck. It is bad fucking luck. And you want to know why it's bad fucking luck? Because not only did we get this announcement of Madden with Caleb Williams on the cover, just on a couple of days later, we get to find out that Indiana is retaining Chicago Bears. All right? Chicago Bears are moving there. You see what I mean? The bad luck cycles around, not just because Caleb Williams is on the cover. It's bad luck for the franchise. What are we doing here? We were on a good trajectory, and then all of a sudden, that announcement of freaking Caleb Williams on the cover of Madden, we get the bad news about Bears leaving. All right, I can't help. I can't be nothing but disappointed. Yeah, it looks dope as hell. All right, it does look dope. Caleb looks like he's doing the Air Jordan jump. And then freaking over here on the right-hand side, all frozen cold, you know what I mean? Mr. Iceman himself. All right, it looks fucking cool. And I can't wait to play it. But I cannot not admit that it's bad luck, man. It's not good news. It's not good news.
Well, let's put it this way: what if them moving out of Illinois breaks the curse that they had on themselves?
It could happen. It could happen. All right.
And suddenly now we have a championship contending team because they're not going to be in Illinois no more. They're not going to be in Chicago. I think they're still going to be known as the Chicago Bears because I can't see an H and a bear logo next to it.
Right. It definitely can.
So, I mean, the team's still going to be who they are. They're just not going to be. They're going to be monsters of a further midway than they were before. But
monsters of the furthest midway. Instead of monsters of the midway, you're right. It's monsters of the furthest midway. That sucks, man. That sucks.
We'll have to wait and see what happens. It's still, from what I keep hearing, it's barely not even a done deal yet. So, we just gotta wait and see.
Agree, and that's right. Going on to that, yes, it was announced on Friday. Hit social media like a friggin' train. All right, that Chicago is going to be moving, or at least the board of directors of Chicago Bears stated that they are voting in the direction of going to Hammond in Indiana. All right, or taking that deal. Now, is that a chess piece to those officials that are taking over the Chicagoland area? Mayor Pritzker and Governor Pritzker and Mayor Johnson, when it comes to accepting this deal. Because let's be honest, if these guys were thinking about going for another term, I think they wrote them. They wrote their names on their own coffins in this case scenario.
We'll talk about that soon.
A little bit, right? Yeah, we'll talk about that. But in this case scenario, with this announcement, it kind of shook the world. It shook the sports world all over ESPN, all over Fox Sports, everywhere, right? If this, like you said, they voted yes, like you said, and it's not necessarily a done deal either. Indiana did what they did with their legislative voting to kind of get them set up for the stadium. Indiana is paying for it out of their own pockets for them to come to, in that stadium, for them to build up everything. So that's beneficial. But Chicago still has that land in Arlington. They still have it. It's theirs. So whatever happens, it doesn't seem like this whole, them working a deal in Chicago happening for sure. Chicago Bears want to go to Arlington. And since they are getting all this, roadblocks here, that's why they're pushing that envelope to Indiana. And I can't be mad at them. Because it seems like the negotiations just didn't go well. So that's my comment on that one.
Now to mention about that whole Madden curse real quick. You realize that the last few players that have been on the cover have gone on to win the Super Bowl or have had a really good season after they were in it?
Closely. Yeah, the last few ones was Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? Ever since he's been on the cover, he definitely went to the Super Bowl. I agree with you there. I do agree with you there.
And then Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes were on a cover together, and they both won back to back.
That's correct, Amundo. I agree with you there. That does have some good limelight.
So let's hope that this is just the only news we get out of the whole situation. And that Caleb actually goes and wins the Super Bowl, because look what his whole season last season was. Freaking, I hate to say it, but it was miracle working, happening like crazy, because those touchdowns and coming back in the fourth quarter, trust me, a lot of people doctors were happy. We'll just put it that way. Heart attacks were everywhere.
Yep. And again, I totally agree with you on that. I really do, because it's particularly good vibes, good juju for the fact that happened right now. It wasn't a good vibe or good juju last season when Saquon Barkley was on the cover, and guess what he did last season? Not a damn thing. That was bad. Okay, that was bad. And maybe it could be just because the curse handing over when it comes to running backs. I don't know, but so far, at least in the last decade, when it comes to players on the cover who have been quarterbacks, it's done pretty well for them. So if this is a good vibe and a good juju, please let it happen. Maybe this could get us to a good, notion that Chicago Bears year is this year. They are going and headlining the Super Bowl. Maybe, may fucking be. And if they do win it all over, I don't know. I'm not saying they're going to win it dominant. I don't know. But if it does get to that point, you know how crazy the Chicago city is going to go, man. Talking about they went crazy when the Cubs won. When the Bears win, that city will be shut the F down. They'll be shut down. Nobody walking in. Barely anybody can be able to leave. It's going to be crazy work.
No, it's not that people are not going to be able to leave. What's going to happen, and I'll tell you right now, the minute the Bears win the Super Bowl,
yep,
the fans are going to literally pick up that stadium and carry it to Arlington.
That could fucking happen, man. That could really happen. And it'll be very interesting, to say the least, if it does, because I feel like so many people, so many vibes are going to be happening with there. So much. So we'll see, man. We'll see how this goes, and we'll see how this plays out for sure. But let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving on it. Don't want to dwell too much over it. Keep it on sports talk though. It was announced that Mr. Russell Wilson is retiring, everybody. He is officially retiring and moving on to the CBS. All right. CBS looks like he accepted a job there. Started, will be an analyst this coming up season. So pay attention there. Russell played 14 seasons overall in the NFL. I think he's great knowledge for sure. Obviously, gameplay wise wasn't the same. I think we all needed for him to move on, except the fact that your time is done. But at this point, it's cool. It's cool, to say the least, that this is happening for him, and for him to collect the job there at CBS, become an analyst, join the team. Sure, why not? Why not? I'll be fine. Just don't be nice.
Ain't he the player that SG3 was talking about that the Bears should have picked up or something like that?
I want to say so, when he was ready to leave the Seahawks, and I'm so glad that didn't happen. So glad that didn't happen, because for damn sure he wasn't that following year was never going to help him. Never at all. No, we've seen what he's done.
Backup if we need a backup QB, but no.
no. We've seen what happened when he played with the Steelers, and we've seen what happened when he played for the Giants. Ain't the guy, man. Ain't the guy. And then, or even with the Broncos, man, when he played for the Broncos and he did this whole, social media, let's ride. Denver, let's ride. Like, I can't get behind you, man. Go somewhere. Just go sit down somewhere. Become an analyst. Be a little cringy. Draw some attention on there. Do what you gotta do. That's fine. Now on to the entertainment stuff, TV show wise, all right? Because this has been all over too as well with social media. Euphoria, man. Season 3 was officially the end of all series for Euphoria. All right. No more, no spinoffs, no nothing. It is done and completed. It looks like Zendaya does not want to deal with this project anymore. Not saying that it was bad, intention there. She liked the project, but the character herself is done. So it is a spoiler. I doubt, man, you're gonna be watching this, right? I don't think you'll be tuning in watching the series.
I'm planning on, but I've seen what happened, so I'll probably just watch it just to watch it, But I've heard that everyone that let's just say there was a lot of cleaning going on.
Pretty much, right? So what happened, everybody, and why you see all these characters that are highlighted the most of all things, man? Season 3 really ended in nothing but just closure of all these characters and the end of these characters. All right. So the most dramatic one was definitely Zendaya, her character Rue. Of overall was the dramatic one of them all. The death of her character looks like it was a fentanyl overdose, pertaining to that, and it really hit the fans so much because obviously that the show was revolve around her being a drug addict, and she really stole the show. So with her having this and this outcome of it, it really just set the tone of for letting us know that there's no longer going to be any storytelling after this, right? This is the end officially. No, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. We're leaving that out the window and we are stamping it for sure. So there's that. Lori, who's in the middle there, was a drug dealer, all right, in the last season, second season when she appeared, and she just unalives herself, all right. She kind of takes care of her own self in front of all officers before she gets arrested and getting taken in by the CIA. She just decides and says, nah, I'm cool, I don't need to go through all that stress. And with her character, Mr. Alamo Brown on the left-hand side there was a new character this season, but it looks like he was the one at fault to what happened to the main character Rue for Zendaya. So his character had to go as well. That's gone. And then Nate on the right-hand side, obviously Mr. Jacobs, everyone, the new fan favorite to the entertainment world and movie biz, buried alive. His shock, his death was very shocking the most. All right, he was buried alive, I guess by a loan shark, because he borrowed a lot of money to start up a business, and this person decided, okay, you ain't paying me back my money, well, we're gonna bury you alive. So they bury him alive. They have this breathing tube from the coffin itself to up there in the ground around the site that he was, all the construction was working at, and then all of a sudden a rattlesnake decides to go in this tube, goes down into the coffin, and basically lands in there with him. And let's just take it as imagine what happens to a rattlesnake with a warm body in there that's freaking the F out. What do you think the rattlesnake is going to do? Well, it's going to keep going and keep going, and it sure did. So there is no way this person's coming back. And it was just, God, crazy in these outcomes occurred. All right, so season 3 is in the books. It's done, but it was definitely the most series watched on HBO Max ever since the season debuted. So congratulations to Sydney Sweeney. Congratulations to the other characters that were on there that are still obviously making a name for themselves. And it is what it is. We'll see what happens for the future for all these guys. Maybe they'll have a project in there, but what I've heard, oh man, this whole project in general, these series, you know how like when you get in the mix of like the real world and you have them kind of date each other? Well, I guess that's what kind of happened. It's allegedly. Let's put allegedly on there. Allegedly, a lot of relationships between Zendaya and Mr. Jacobs there. They were an item before her and Tom Holland were an item. So at this point right now, I doubt that you'll ever see these guys, debut on another show or a movie together. I think this is kind of the end of all. They just had to finish it and call it quits afterwards. So I don't know. Congratulations.
Well, another purpose of why you would quit and end the series is one, Zendaya, she's now a movie star, so she might not have enough time for her to film the show. Same thing with Frankenstein. He's pretty tall as hell. He might be doing new movies. He might do another Frankenstein film. Frankenstein versus Wolfman. You never know.
Right. Many other projects. I'm saying a lot of these actresses and actors, are going to be wanting to bigger, better things. A lot of season 2 characters didn't return to season 3. 2 of them being most, who passed away before the even series started, which they did a little great homage to it, which is awesome. But it is what it is. So it's okay to kind of call it a quits for this project, and it's okay for these guys to end in a freaking fashion. All right, end in a fantastic fashion. That's what happened. They ended in a fashion. You know what I mean? Their walkout was such a crazy walkout that it will be memorable for the rest of new time. All right, so good for them. Good for them. Now on to a little teaser to keep up with the movies and stuff. We had a little teaser with the Ice Age, right? It looks like they are making a comeback in 2027 on February 5th. What I guess boiling point would be the thesis of this one, and it looks like what I don't see here is the daughter of him. I don't see the daughter. So what will happen with her? Who knows? But the gang is back together. And the one question a lot of people have right now currently is, will Simon Peck and what's his name too? The other gentleman that's portraying the weasels on the right hand side, are they coming back?
John Licca?
I think so.
John Licca?
No. He's the sloth. But the 2 weasels on the right hand side, it was Simon Peck and Josh, or Drake or Josh, the one guy from there.
Josh Peck? No. Forget his name.
Yeah, same.
He did the voice of Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah, yes. No, the other guy, the other goofy guy that played
Drake.
In that show, Drake. Yeah. So they were both. He was one of those characters on the right hand side. So what we don't know is, are they voicing those guys? But they are obviously in the movie. So we'll see. There's a lot to be said. They didn't really have like a crazy skit of it. We did get a new little squirrel, a baby squirrel. So maybe Squirrel got a baby now. Maybe he's a dad. Who knows? I think that's another storyline to kind of talk about a little bit there. But that'll be interesting for them to be portraying on screen. But it looks cool, not bad. Ice Age has always been one of the cool franchises that came about, a surprising one, and it's been stuck around for a while now. So I'm cool with it. Kids love it. Let's watch it. Let's tune in. It'll be fun. Keeping up with kids movies. If you didn't know, now you know. Taylor Swift is making a new original song for Toy Story 5. All right, for the upcoming movie. I don't know how I feel about this. I really don't. Never been a Swiftie fan so much. Yeah, there's some few hits here and there, but I don't know if she's the right person to be making a song on Toy Story. Enjoying that, man. You had legends who's done songs for Toy Story. You've had legends, in the likes of Disney films like Phil Collins, like freaking Shakira with Zootopia. Even that was pretty epic. It's interesting. I don't know how well this is. I mean, I feel like for sure, yeah, it's going to be well received because it's Disney and it's Taylor. So it just my ears. I don't know if my ears are going to like it, but I think your ears will like it, right?
Depends. If she does her country music stuff, then yeah, because she was really good in country. Of course, she exploded when she became a pop singer, but her country still was good. So I would like to see if she's leaning toward country because of the fact that you're looking at Woody and Jessie. So right. I wonder if it's a song based on Jessie and her Jessie's life or something.
Yeah.
Or if it's based on something else. So yeah, I like to see what happens, but I feel like this is more of a target to try to get more money. Best way to do it is have Swifties go to the movies just to hear this song.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be all over social media.
Agreed. I feel like this will be. I feel like it'll be. It's going to revolve around Jessie, just because it's what they've said pertaining to Toy Story 5 is that she is actually the focal point of this film. Like how we've seen Woody and Buzz be the focal point of every so often franchises, and it looks like this one particularly is all going to be pertaining to Jessie. She's going to be really the storyline follow up in this one. So. We'll see. I think that would probably be the case, and I think that's why people are gonna, the kids for sure, and parents are gonna enjoy it too as well. And the Swiftie fans obviously sell out crowds like crazy. So yeah, they'll sell this one out for sure. So it is what it is. It is what it is. Can't be mad at it too much. Now, what also was announced this past week, which is, I would have to say, congratulations to Sir Idris Elba, everybody. Yes. He was officially knighted by King Charles III, everybody at Windsor Castle. So congratulations to Mr. Sir Idris Elba. Man, what a dope thing to be involved in, man. If that, that's an honor. That is an honor. And at this point right now, it just goes to show with the extensive work that he's done with his wife pertaining to the youths. Okay, I know it's kind of weird to say, but with the youths, if you guys ever watch freaking what's that one movie? My Cousin Vinny, we're on there in the court,
yeah,
and then Danny Pescio goes talking about with these, youths walking out the sack of suds. The judge is like, "What did you say, youths?" He's like, "No, youths, like youths." So it became a whole little skit, but it's nice. It is nice to see this happen for Mr. Idris Elba. Obviously, he's done great jobs. Love his movies. Love all the projects he's been involved in. He's a hip hop mogul even too as well, which is crazy to say the least. But he's a badass dude, man. Now he has a sir to his name. Put some respect on it. That was dope. Congratulations again. Yeah. Congratulations.
I'm going to say something. It's great to see that he's advanced from where he started. He was
agreed.
In the Suicide Squad. He went against Amanda Waller. He got out of there. Now look at him, for saving the world, he got knighted.
Right, agreed. That's right. And for him to go against Amanda, look what happens, man. Look where you stand when you stand up for the right people. Congratulations, man. Cheers to you. Cheers.
I mean, great actor. He's a cool human being. Like this is well deserved.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I just wonder if this means that he could get a better, closer point of being James Bond, because that would be badass.
It would, at least if he's in a project. I'm not gonna lie though. Now thinking about it, I would like to see him be the villain in 007. I would like to see him be the villain because, yes, it would be nice for him had he portray a 007. My only downfall is that his age works against him. Now, maybe you guys everyone else could say, well, Pierce Brosnan was, just around the same age. Okay, that's fine. Makes sense. I'm not going to disagree with you there. It's just if the story that they're trying to tell us, what's allegedly been said out there, is if they're going to start new, start fresh, where he began and all that kind of stuff for a 007 character, Idris will be a great either mentor, if not, the villain itself. So either one, I think, regardless, he needs to be involved in that project. Regardless, I think he needs to be involved in the project for sure. For especially the fact that he's Sir.
I was gonna say it'd be interesting if he can't get Bond, why not M?
Yeah, why not? I'm cool with it.
Or one of the original 00 agents that trains Bond.
Mm-hmm. That I agree with.
He might be the one that recruit, like a recruiter. Imagine if he's the one that recruits him.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, dude. It's just the fact that he needs to be in the project. He just needs to be in that project for people to like be tuned in and be joyful. The fact that, yeah, okay, we didn't get a chance to see him as the 007 for many years or whatever case be. And all to Daniel Craig, he did a great job. But for the simple fact that he is now added to the project and into this whole realm of 007, fine. I'm fine with the man. This will be freaking. It will be this. I don't say nostalgic because he was never in, but it would be epic for the franchise. It really would. Really would. Game changer for sure. So, but regardless, congratulations, sir. Idris Elba. I'm gonna have to get used to saying that just because I can't even Sir Kingsley. I didn't even know he was a sir either. So I gotta get used to that too. And it's sometimes
I think all of the Bonds have been knighted too.
Probably. We gotta look into that, man, because there'll be a lot of sirs. That'd be dope. That is really cool. Really cool thing. Now, keep it up with movie news, which is pretty cool. I'm actually intrigued with this. Zack Snyder is the director for the 1981 classic Escape from New York, everybody. So I'm interested to say the least to see this because I feel like it's going to give me a lot of, Army. What was it? What did they do? Escape from Las Vegas, Army of the Dead, or something like that. He did for Netflix. I'm going to feel like this is going to be somewhat similar to that. And the fact that he did that film, I was a fan of, and I really liked it. So for him to do the remake to this, I'm cool with it. And maybe, since Kurt Russell was the main actor in this one, we could see Wyatt Russell joining this project and taking the mantle from his dad. So that'd be pretty cool. I like it. I'm not mad at it though. What about you?
I'm looking at the picture of Russell, the one that you have it. It's crazy how his son resembles him a little bit.
A lot, especially in that photo, man. His son Wyatt looks exactly like him, especially with an eye patch. Bro, that's crazy.
So it'll be interesting to see if they do get on. I mean, his son is a good actor. We've seen in the Apple TV series based on not Monster Inc., but Monster something about the Godzilla.
Yep.
Where you're seeing flashbacks between Kurt Russell and when Kurt Russell was young. And of course, Kurt Russell young is actually his son being Kurt Russell, Right. So he can pull it off. He knows how to act like his dad. We've seen it in that show. So it's up to Zack Snyder to say, hey, I don't even have to look anywhere. I'll just get this guy's son to play him.
Right. And the crazy thing is, too, I don't know if you knew or not, but Kurt Russell and Wyatt Russell were involved in that Monarch franchise. That basically
that's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, okay, good. So they play each other. Like he's basically him. That was crazy. Didn't know that until they did the whole when I started watching the series when they were announcing it and stuff. And I'm like, man, you know what? This works. This works really well. I'm cool with it if they do. I'm cool with it. I feel like this will be a really good topic to talk when it's father and son at the kitchen table, and then talking to the family like, well, what were you guys doing today? Well, we were filming a scene where we were each other. It was pretty cool.
I was saying when he was young, like look at me now, this is what I'm gonna look like when I get old.
Yep.
And I'm gonna hook up with a lady that looks like Goldie Hawn, probably.
Yep. Exactly. So it'd be nice. It'd be nice. So stay tuned for that. Let's watch it. Now, another announcement that came through, and it's actually pretty good. I'm intrigued to see what the story is entailed from this. But a biopic will be coming soon, everybody, and is announced for Mr. Gene Wilder himself. So we are going to get a film pertaining to what made Gene one of the GOATs, in all comedy, if not family films, and if not actors in general. You know what I mean? Like, he was revered a lot, and at this point right now, I'm cool with it. I'm really nice. I like biopics. I like to watch films that have some type of history to them to give the backstory to people, as long as the story generally is exactly how the story goes. I know we've seen a lot of depictions where there's always some type of theory placed into it, which isn't bad. All right. But as long as the theory makes sense, if it makes sense to what was going on, what they did was Straight Outta Compton, that type of biopic. A lot of fans, even people, or even the estate of the agent that they had. I can't remember his name right now, but his story particularly, he went all over social media, went all over a bunch of interviews saying that that's not what happened. I didn't, hold the money for these guys. It wasn't my fault. It wasn't me, pointing the finger at everyone else and all this kind of stuff. So it is what it is. So if they can get a good, proper story and the estate for Gene agrees with it, then I agree with the two.
To look at the only one of the movie biopics that I wasn't that much keen on would be the Tupac one, because apparently the Tupac biopic, there's a scene where he's like rapping to Jada a letter, like a love letter to her.
Yes.
And Jada's like, wait a second, that I just discovered this love letter. How are y'all able to put this in the movie when I'm barely reading it?
Right.
And she's like, and he never even gave it to me. He never even rehearsed that. He never said it to me at all.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully, whoever's writing the Gene Wilder biopic is an actual fan and not just some jackass with a pen. That's all I'm hoping is that.
Hell yeah. Totally agree with you on that one.
I need a T-shirt that says that. Not some jackass with a pen.
That'll be good though. That'll fit well. So they can do it right. All props to them. Let's get to it, man. I like the fact they do something like this. This is going to be pretty good. Oh, now to the biggest story that's been going on this past week, man, and it's one of the biggest stories that's happening right now, because everyone, it's what my 2 cents in this whole issue with the Scary Movie Skit 6, coming out, and, Rotten Tomatoes talking about all these critics hate it. It's getting a low rating. It's hitting lows of 20 to 27 at most from all the critics. Well, no shit, Sherlock. The critics are not going to like Scary Movie 6. They've never liked any of the Scary Movie franchises that involve the Wayans, or any franchises in general that involve the Wayans. They didn't even like White Chicks, right? They didn't like White Chicks. They didn't like Little Man. They didn't like fucking Don't Be a Menace. They didn't like Scary Movie 1 or 2. They didn't like them. They gave them all. Scary Movie 1 was the only one that had a 52%. Only one, the highest one. That's it. The rest, 13, 12, 15, 29. So you mean to tell me that based off me seeing this, I'm going to feel very confident enough that Rotten Tomatoes is going to give Scary Movie 6 a better rating? No, definitely not. It's what the fans are saying. The fans are loving it. The fans appreciated this nostalgic return of all the characters in Scary Movie. The fans that are walking out laughing, crying, appreciative of what just occurred. Hell, even Marlon and all the Wayans told them from the jump that this film is going to cross some boundaries. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. But when you do, this is what you're going to get. It's the classic style of comedy that we all fell in love with watching 1 and 2. It is that. And at that too, it was Little Man, it was White Chicks, and Don't Be a Menace. All that comedy that, yeah, people were saying that comedy can't be retold nowadays. Puh, they retold it, and guess what? People are fucking loving it. So by that right there, the other thing that I got to come up with to kind of back that up with, early projections are saying that Scary Movie 6 is on the par for breaking the domestic franchise record. All right. And you guys may say, oh, TK, you don't know about that. You can't give me statistics on the projections. Well, what did I do when it came to Mandalorian and Grogu? Didn't I tell you the projections were saying that the tickets were not going to be just as much? And what ended up happening? That's right. One of the lowest films in Star Wars franchise. Solo held that record. Now is Mandalorian. But now they're saying the projections for Scary Movie 6 are saying it's going to be great. Bro, it's going to break a record. That is fine. That is fucking phenomenal. Congratulations for the Wayans family for coming back and making a nice cult classic film again. I haven't seen it yet. But right now, the expectation, I'm up with it. And I'd be damn sure I'm not going to miss this chance of watching this film in the franchise, in the movie theaters for sure. So, sorry, critics. You may want to try, you may want to stomp, you may want to sit here and give all these social media posts to bring this film down and do all this type of chit chat and talk. It ain't gonna work, critics. It ain't gonna work. Stay in your own lane. Stay in your own lane, because this lane ain't for you. Anything, man?
No, apparently, I was surprised that everyone paying attention to Rotten Tomatoes. Their name tells you who they are.
For real.
I mean, come on, man. How long have you been going after these jackasses about how they rate their movies and everything?
Mm-hmm.
And we've said it time and time again. We pointed out how they've rated some of the worst movies out there that we agree suck. And they gave those fresh ratings, you know? So that just tells you that these guys, whoever critics they pick and, whoever they're paying to rate these movies, are pretty, either they're not real fans of the franchises, and that's why they don't want to give these ratings, good ratings for these movies, or the second thing is they get paid to just talk shit and look good about it. And who's gonna catch them onto the bullshit, So, because I've seen it before. We went to watch Age of Ultron. These jackasses gave that movie a hell of a good rating. I realized that movie was okay, but it wasn't Ultron to us, the real fans. So no, I don't. I'd rather go watch the movie and give my own score compared to what they did.
No, yeah, agreed. And to talk about that too, I wanted to look this up, everybody. I wanted to look this up. Now, it honestly, some of these films get under my skin here a little bit here. Now, one of them particularly, I don't think is getting a fair shot. All right. So I searched up a film, right? And it, according to the 2016 Ghostbusters, right? Critics said, oh, we love this film. It was a 74% when it came to Rotten Tomatoes. The audience, the people said, nah, we're giving this a 49%. Now, not knocking to the females that were all over that 2016 film. It may have not been their fault. It's just probably what was going on with that direction and production. You got a different vibe. Hell, I watched the film. I'm not saying I didn't love it or I hated it either. I'm saying it was just a weird vibe. It's not necessarily the right aspect of what we were thinking of or the expectation of what this film was going to be. All the comedians that were involved in that project did their job. It's just what the story was kind of telling us that didn't make any sense, and it hurt the film. So it's not their fault. It's not. And so that's where, yeah, I understand where the audience is coming from, but for the critics to sit there and say, oh, 74, come on now, make sense. Make sense. Be honest with yourselves. And also too, here's another one. Indiana Jones, The Kingdom of Crystal Skull, everybody. 75% when it went to the critics, 54% when it came to the audience. I agree with that one. I didn't like that Indiana Jones film. Not knocking Harrison Ford, but hell, that one didn't make no goddamn sense. So that don't make no sense of why it's like that. All right. Now here's an argumentative one. 93% for critics on Us, if you remember that film. It was a Jordan Peele's film. It was 93% on that one. Now the audience though gave it a 59%. Now I'm going to have a little discrepancy here. I would agree with the critics on that one. That actually was pretty good. Pretty good. Shockingly, at the end, people probably why that's what people didn't like it. The end didn't make no sense. They didn't like that, but they like Nope, and they liked it. Get Out. So that had a similar thing to it. So that's a very argumentative one right there. But the rest, come on now. Oh, The Last Jedi, people. The Last Jedi. Critics gave that film 91%. Fans gave that film 42%. So what are we doing? What are we doing here? Why do we believe? Why do we care? Not necessarily why do we care? Because we care what people, obviously, when we talk about these films. Hell, we're doing the show right now. Why does it matter when it comes to someone discussing a film and giving you a positive review on it? Or not even positive. It's just an honest review. Don't have some type of, anger issue when it comes to explaining these films. Don't have a vendetta when it comes to this. Be fair. Be fair. All right. From the jump street, be fair. I feel like, when we started doing this podcast, we have been fair when it comes to these films. We may not, hell, I don't like Robert Pattison being Batman, everybody, but that film itself overall was a great film. All right. It was a great film. So I gotta be fair. I can't sit here and be like, oh, because I hate Robert Pattison being Batman, I'm gonna give this fucking film a 52% or whatever case be. Nah, I gotta be fucking fair. So it makes it's
not
crazy.
Like me when it comes to Ben Affleck. I was happy with Ben Affleck. I just don't like the portrayal of Batman where they made him dumb.
Yeah.
So hey, how's it going? That also, hi.
Yeah.
So that's
definitely.
The thing about that's where I stand is like if you look at Scary Movie, it's supposed to be a comedy, a spoof, if you will,
right?
Based on other films, based on other horror films.
Parody.
Get Out is going to be
parody
part
of different films. Parody. Yep. Agreed.
So your job as a critic is gonna sit there and watch this movie, and you're gonna see how good they did making the parody based on these films. That's what you should be criticizing. The only reason why I didn't, and I'm going to go back to what you were talking about. You were talking about Ghostbusters, the one with Melissa McCarthy and I forgot the other girl's name. Tina Fey, I think.
Tina Fey.
Yeah, I think it's Tina Fey. Well, the reason why I didn't like that film is not, they could have done differently compared to what they did. All they did is they grabbed all the characters from the original, flipped them over, and put girls inside that role. I'm like, you didn't have to do that. You could have brought in these girls as new Ghostbusters and as a continuation. Look what happened now when they did a continuation. These movies are getting hits.
Yeah, exactly.
And the Ghostbuster in these films, the new one, is McKenna Grace. So that tells you right there, it wasn't about it being a girl cast. No, because we've seen it already. The problem is that you try to put things over and say, hey, we're erasing the timeline, we're erasing everything, we're just doing this now.
Right.
Love it or not. Take it.
Right. Take it and accept it type of deal. So when you try to shove it down our throats like that, what do you think we're gonna do? Do you think we're gonna appreciate that, or we're gonna be like, nah, don't think that's gonna happen, right?
And that's what happened with Rotten Tomatoes. After such a long time of us looking at their ratings, we pretty much gave them the same thing. We're just tired of you trying to shove your own agenda.
Yep.
Of what you like and what we should like.
Exactly. Totally agree. I agree with that part, and I think that's kind of the emphasis of why me and you decided to come on these type of shows and do podcast shows about movie reviews and critic reviews and stuff like that, is because of that, particularly because of the fact that bro, we're tired of you trying to sit there and convince me that this movie's good. You guys, I don't fucking like that Hulk, that fucking Thunder Thor movie where it involves the Hulk and it's what his third installment. Oh, Ragnarok. I don't like Ragnarok. All right, but people love Ragnarok. People love that film. I don't. I didn't, but it was a great film. I liked part two, but people don't like part two. So it is. It's like relax with all that. It doesn't make any sense of why are you trying to convince us that it's something great when it's not. And then when us fans love something, you critics out there that are getting paid for these type of things want to sit here and go shit on the shit, right? They want to go shit on the crap that we like. That makes no sense to me. It hurts. It sucks. And like I bet you any money, if it's one of their film franchises they like, they're gonna go on there. They're gonna give what type of critic review you think they're gonna get? A highlighted one. Oh, it's so nice to see all my characters return. It's so nice that they're there. This is funny. The comedy makes like shut Joe. Like I remember we would go in there and we would show the comments and show the reviews that are on there and say, oh, okay, that makes sense. Or that review was a bunch of bullharky, a lot of words, but no meaning behind it. Like it just sucks. It just sucks that here we are again. You guys decided to show no love to the Wayans again, knowing that the Wayans family is known for their comedy and at that too for their backbreaking style of comedy. It is what it is.
Would be, should we go watch this movie and then come back and read the reviews and see how good to point they are?
I would like to do so with this film. I really would. I think we have those Tuesdays where it comes to short, and I definitely was thinking about going to see this bad boy to kind of be like, you know what, this will be a nice what to watch Wednesday type of deal. You know what I mean? What a nice little thing to kind of put out there for the fans and have a good discussion about that.
Yeah,
you know, we'll
then that means that we're gonna have to squash the tomato again.
Yes. So we'll see.
They're quiet for a good while when we attack them.
Oh yeah. And hey, y'all still Rotten Tomatoes, y'all still on our shit list, man. You really are. You're still on our shit list. So don't stop trying to sit here and be all high and mighty and we're the greatest critic review for any type of voice. Nah. You guys are just the most entertaining one because regardless at the end of the day, either we agree with you or we're definitely gonna dog the shit out of you. So it is what it is. But it's all right. It's all good. Now, speaking of dogging the shit out of people, rejects of the week, everybody. The rejects of the week, people. We gotta give this to freaking our own governor, our own mayor of Chicago, Mr. J.B. Pritzker and Brandon Johnson. Now, no, this is not a political show, people. We don't talk about politics very much, but for damn sure, we're gonna talk about this particular politics session that has occurred because these two jackasses over here don't know how to negotiate at all whatsoever. All right. These two guys are involved in such a horrible negotiation just to keep our own favorite franchise in the world at this point right now, the Chicago Bears. All right. These assholes just can't seem to agree with the Chicago Bears at this point just to keep them here in Illinois. All right. Now, it's not a done deal, as we discussed earlier. It is not a done deal, all right, that Chicago Bears are going to Indiana. Yes, their board of directors voted to say, yes, let's go. I feel like that was a chess piece. I feel like that was just a power move for social media. It definitely gained a lot of traction. So now the heat is on these two jackasses here, all right? The heat is on them. Y'all better keep the franchise here in Illinois. Because if you don't, and if you guys are thinking about running for another term in office, y'all be running out of this city faster than you can blink. All right. It'll be something else to see. But yeah, y'all two deserve it. Y'all get the freaking booze bomb, man. Before I give them the booze bomb, man, you got something to say? You got to chime in on that one?
No, I can't wait to see what happens because, come on. I mean, it's like all you have to do is find a good way to keep the Bears here.
Facts.
Hammond is saying, we'll do everything you need. We'll even build restaurants. We'll build hotels. We'll build everything. Whatever you want, You got it. Just come over here.
Facts.
Chicago's like, no. You know what? We can't build this for you. We can't do that for you. What's coming into our pockets? Oh, but we had to pretend that it's against the taxpayers. When in reality, the Bears said they'll pay for everything. We want a roof.
Right.
But we'll pay
We want a new roof. We want a new roof. We'll pay for it. Just
new
help us out.
location. We want ability for fans to come see us with more expanded of an arena. And these guys are like, oh, but it's gonna affect the taxpayers. I'm like, no, it's not. It's gonna affect you, and that's what you're looking at.
Yep.
But I bet you if you look at one thing, I think it's the White Sox or Chicago Bulls. Yeah, I think the United Center got approval to move and relocate.
I heard, if I'm not mistaken. It's interesting to say the least right now. I'm very intrigued with the fact that these guys just can't sit down in the damn room and just say, all right, bet, let's just have a great time. Let's give you guys a new freaking roof over your head. Let's be nice to you guys. You guys have been with the team for so long. The Chicago fans themselves have been dealing with all the ups and downs, the drama back and forth, these crazy number 1 overall picks, everything. We have been dealing with so much crap just to be a Chicago Bears fan. All right. We Illinoisans, all right, have been dealing with so much for all this shit since 85. Okay. And yet somehow these guys just don't want to help us out. Help us out. All right. Help HBO. What they say? HBO. Help a brother out. Help a brother out. Give them a new roof, man. Let them be in good terms and let them be like the other franchises that, these states love and show appreciation for. Do that for them. Show them the appreciation. Fuck, you guys barely do it. You barely did it for Chicago Bulls when we had Jordan in our era, okay? You barely did it with the freaking Blackhawks when they were freaking winning championships at the Stanley Cup over there. You damn sure didn't do it for the freaking Chicago Cubs, even though, yes, that stadium is a old school nostalgic stadium. It is one of the most vintage stadiums of them all. So, okay, fine. I give it. You don't want to do too much on it because it's an historical estate. But at least give them another place to play to be like, all right, we want a bigger crowd if it's going to be the World Series or whatever case it be, man. Come on. You didn't do it for the White Sox when they won their championship runs. It just tells me how much appreciation that Chicago shows our sports teams, knowing the fact that these fans are us. Love these teams without a shadow of a doubt, man. We struggle every freaking year. You know how many times I get shitted on from all these Green Bay fans because of the fact that the Bears couldn't do nothing? Just do it for us, please. Let's suck it up. Agree to the terms. Give these guys a fucking stadium, man. Be nice. Damn.
The worst part is, you know how bad it's going to be for these guys in the debates. Any debate they're going to have against the opponent. They're going to come up like, oh, yeah, well, we got a plan for taxes. We got a plan for food. And then the other guy on the other side is just going to say, did you have a plan for the Bears? And that's going to be the whole, like, that's all you got to say. Shit, I should go for governor. I'll be like, did you have a plan for the Bears? No, I don't think you did.
No, not at all.
Your plan was, no, not at all. Next you know, my name would be plaster. You let them walk. And walking is a terminology in baseball, not in football.
It sucks, man. It sucks.
You fumbled. You fumbled the pass.
Exactly.
You caught it, you dropped it, you got sacked, you fumbled.
Oh, man, they just look so ridiculous when asked about it. There's so many questions that come around it, and it's like, man, these guys just want to keep, passing the baton of that. It wasn't me. It's not me. It's them. Nah, shut your mouth. We all know it's y'all. We all know it's you. We all know it's you. All Chicagoans know it's you. All Illinoisans know it's you. It just stop, man. Just agree to the terms, man. It's crazy. It sucks and it's crazy, man. They get the boo bomb, right? Yeah, I know. That's what I said too. They get the boost.
Or at least agree to let them be in Arlington. That's the other thing. It's like, why are you pushing them away from Arlington?
Right. They're still in Illinois. Keep them in Illinois, man. Give them that place over in Arlington. Let them design all that good stuff. Even then, it's just crazy. You have the opportunity to give these union people a job. Give them something to do and work for. Another major project that will feed their people, that will feed their family, and then their family feeds someone else. You have that opportunity, and what do you guys want to do? No, you want to take that opportunity away and don't give it to the right people that it deserves to give it to. So that's why we just don't agree with. We don't agree with this, man. Sorry. Ooh. All right. Let me stress. Let me relax a little bit here. Let's move on to the next topic. Been waiting all week to do that. All right. We're moving on to allegedly been said, everybody. Coolest topic that we got on here because this is nothing but rumors and all nothing but allegedly been said, man. It's not a for sure and it's not a no. It's allegedly. We don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what kind of limelight comes out of this. But first thing on the board, Scottie Pippen looks like could be the next head coach, man. There's a lot of media attention to this, a lot of rotation, a lot of talk about it. He could be dubbed as the Bulls' next head coach. Is this a good thing? I'm fine. I'm cool with it. If he is, all right, bet. He needs better attention and better positivity because obviously he didn't get it during, Michael Jordan's last dance. Whole biopic there. He didn't get the love that he deserved there, right? So now we need to do something else for Scottie, give him something else to show some love. So this could be it. What do you think, man?
Well, I mean, Jordan in the last stand, didn't he actually say that he couldn't have done it without Pippen?
He did say that, but a lot of the media and he himself took more of the attention away from that and took more of the attention that came from him sitting down, MJ being mad at him for not, participating during the practices, mad at him for having a temper tantrum for not taking the last shot when they gave the last shot to Tony Kukoc, right, in that, playoff series that was the first series that MJ was not with the team at the time in the middle of his, hiatus. That was being highlighted. All of that right there. The media took all of that and gave so much negativity on that and gave it to Pippen and said, this is what Michael Jordan thinks of you. So that right there kind of teetered the appreciation of MJ saying, if I wouldn't have won without Scottie. It took that away from that. That made the balance of the teeter just really more heightened to the other side. So that's why right now Scottie Pippen was dogging MJ a little bit afterwards when the last dance came to be. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. The one thing I want to say is I do fear one thing. Scottie Pippen has a son who's playing in the NBA.
Facts. And he's good.
Unless his son comes to the Bulls.
Ooh.
If Pippen is going to be coaching, I'm pretty sure it's going to be difficult for Pippen to coach against his own son.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we don't have to cross paths with Pippen Jr. I'm not sure if he's Scottie or not. I don't know his son's name, but
he is Scottie Pippen Jr.
Scottie Pippen Jr. So let's hope we don't have to cross paths with Scottie Pippen Jr. anywhere within the playoffs if Pippen Sr. comes over. Yep. Or Pippen Sr. comes over and the Bulls do him a favor and they
trade for him.
They bring Pippen. Yeah, you could trade so many players to get Pippen Jr. over.
For sure. He's I'm trying to see. He's a point guard, right? He's a point guard. Plays for Memphis right now, currently averaging 11.4 points, 2.2 rebounds, 4.4 assists, and 44% on the field goal. So, and this was just past season. Not bad stats. Yes, it's not highlighting stats, it's great off, but he has had some games where they were pretty good. They were really good. So give a workhorse type of, point guard to join in to the Bulls itself and trade away some of these other point guards that we have on there that are really all over the roster. And let's build up that bench, man. Let's build up that bench. These, reliable insurance policy type of players and put them on the team and go on there. If he does so with him, I think so. But I also see potential in Scottie Pippen Jr. being a number one star in general. All right. It's just the opportunities that's given. So let that be said. If he does come to Chicago, and yeah, if Scottie does become the head coach, like you said, he's probably going to give his son the opportunity. And I'm not mad at it if he does. I'm not. He's not a scrub. Fuck. He ain't no Bronny. He definitely ain't no Bronny. And the last time I checked, when they two faced off, boy, Scottie Pippen Jr. made Bronny look like a little. So it is what it is. I'm cool with that. He has my vote.
Here's something else I'm going to point out. Scottie Pippen played in the dynasty of not just the first 3 but the second 3 of the Bulls with Jordan. Yep. But in that whole time, he was also coached by Phil Jackson.
Same.
So, Pippen learned a lot from him.
Yep.
All by being coached. Second, Pippen was a hell of a defensive player. So imagine his defensive mentality with all these young cats joining the Bulls.
Yep.
That's why I'm more for Pippen joining the Bulls as a head coach than you think, because I want to see what he could do with the team. Look what Steve Kerr did with the Warriors.
Correct. And all to that point, Steve Kerr was literally, put in a great position to do nothing but succeed. The Golden State Warriors were just that one next step to start winning the big one. Yes, Mark Jackson, who was the previous coach, did do a lot with the team and, recruited the right players, and he built that team. Steve Kerr said, look, I appreciate you building this team. You did a great job, but we need to tweak some things. And sure enough, Steve Kerr went in there and took all over, and it has his stamp on it. So yeah, agreed. And if they do the same thing with Pippen, hell, like you all for it, I'm all for it. I really am. It would be nice to see Pippen as the next head coach. And here we are in the next era of Chicago Bulls being a number 2, if not number 1 top NBA team there is in the Eastern Conference. So I'm cool with it, man. I really am. Just be nice. Really nice. Now, the next thing on the Allegedly Said, everybody, that kind of came on my board. That was pretty cool. Will Ferrell looks like he's going to be casted as Inspector Gadget for Disney. All right. Looks like Disney wants to resurge this, whole franchise of Inspector Gadget. And they are dubbing Will Ferrell as the guy to do it. Why not? Why not? Comedy's great. Age seems about right. Him being a little older, Inspector Gadget, going to be a lot of it. There's definitely going to be a lot of CGI work on this, a lot of goofiness, a lot of silliness, a lot of family fun. I'm cool with it. I really am. I think this would actually fit well for, Will Ferrell and his style of comedy right now, currently, and what he's done so far in his career. And him moving over to Disney Plus seems to be fine for me. So if this is for sure, and if this actually will end up happening, I'm all for Will Ferrell stepping in and being Inspector Gadget. I love to see this character come back. Love to see his style of comedy be dubbed with it. I'm dope with it. I'm cool with it. What do you think?
Will Ferrell turned a lot of what he used to do from his acting before. Will Ferrell has become more of a family man actor to the point where you've seen him in Barbie, you've seen him in the Lego movies. So he's starting to turn his comedy more toward like the Eddie Murphy style, where he's now a father figure on TV and in movies.
Yep.
So I like to see what he could do as Inspector Gadget. He's a little older now for Inspector Gadget, but I mean,
right.
Age shouldn't, nowadays CGI stuff, age shouldn't really be a factor. So I think Will Ferrell will do a good job in the role. I just want to see who else he brings onto the show or movie with him. So it's going to be interesting. I'm down for it.
Same. Would be cool. The other thing Allegedly Said for our wrestling fans out there, it looks like Adam Copeland, aka Edge, is on the road for his final match that will be happening in wrestling in general. Looks like it is. It's going to be supposedly for in AEW's Wrestle Dream on October 18th this year at Toronto. So there's a lot of talk, a lot of speculation that this is probably going to be his last and final match. If it is, I'm fine. I didn't really want him to go over there to AEW. I think he still had a lot of work to do in WWE. He was doing great when he helped create that Judgment Day. He would have done even better when it came to the whole last ride for John Cena. He had a lot of work to do still. So, but him moving over to AEW, that's fine. It is what it is. He had some fun there. He enjoyed his time. He had some good matches. He joined in the teams with Sting, which I'm always in love with. Not mad at it. But if this is his last and final match, and if they actually do put the announcement on there that this is, then congratulations, Edge. You have had a successful career. You have been one of my favorite wrestlers. You definitely are the most watched return matches of all time. I think when he returned at Royal Rumble, in that epic moment of his emotions and with the fans and connection, like you're all over the place. And I was definitely rooting for you when you went to SmackDown and was starting your solo line and was thinking of, all right, who's going to be the next champions between him, Batista. I think they were even talking about Edge. They were discussing who else was next in line, Eddie Guerrero, whatever. You were in that mix, man. You were definitely in that mix. You had great storylines. You were really one of my superstars. I said, Edge got it. He can definitely make the run to being the number one guy. He could definitely win that championship, carry it on. He has that in him. He does. And sure enough, you showed us out. So if this is your final match, hey man, I hope you have a blessed match. I hope it goes well. And thank you for your sweat and tears, your blood. Thank you for all that, man. Great time watching you on the screen. Great time watching you. Oh man.
No, I agree. I can't wait to see what AEW, if it is his last match, I want to see what AEW does for him in a tribute form. And remember, Sting had a pretty badass video package and a pretty badass send off. So, I mean, Edge will probably get the same thing. And Sting, even though he doesn't wrestle no more, he still appears in AEW TV. So, I'm pretty sure Edge will do the same thing.
Yeah.
And it's sad to see him go, but I mean, when the time is right, the time is right.
Right.
Your body can only take as much as it can. You know?
Yeah, and it was great to see that he got his body back into good shape after that neck injury that really took him out. You know what I mean? It took him out for a long time. I think was it 5-10 years? Maybe no, 5-6 years, something like that. Maybe 7. So it took him out for a good enough time. 7, yeah, like around 7. And then for him to do that Royal Rumble return and then him actually officially getting the okay to get back in the ring. He had hell of matches with freaking Orton, at WrestleMania. He was one of the important pieces of what became of Judgment Day. And in all honesty, yeah, it may not was working all that at the time, but there was some type of substance there. And thus far, why it still lasted this long since he, was part of that. So that's great to you. And also too, man, that match that you had against John Cena, those epic matches back then, especially with the spinning WWE belt, Undisputed, bro, those were some great matches. You had great matches with John. You had great matches against Eddie. You had great storylines, even with Matt Hardy and that whole thing with Lita, man. You were involved in that. The TLC match of all things, right? You've had a stamp in a lot of these wrestling moments in history and time for people that just kind of takes back to the 90s, takes back to 2000, early 2000 eras. You peaked in that era, and thus far you've done well. It's like you had your second resurgence, kind of like what they did with Shawn Michaels. You know what I mean? Like Shawn Michaels had a hell of a 90s career. He goes away from a neck injury, or a back injury too as well, takes some time off. Then he comes back. Hell, he had phenomenal matches after that. It's the same thing, I feel like, of what he kind of took away from that and done, similar in that aspect of, left a little bit, came back, did even great, did even better. So it's great. It's good to see, man. It really is. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's well deserved. I mean,
facts.
Hello career.
Yep. Hello career. All right. On to the last allegedly been said, everybody. Sorry. I know this is weird. I know this is weird, everybody. I know this is weird. And it definitely it's more weirder that the fact that says Pattison worked out, and you see Robert Pattison looking in that direction, and you also see him as Batman looking the other direction, looking at each other like, bro, are you telling the truth or not? Like, I did not realize, but I did actually a pretty good job of laying this out properly. But here's the thing. It's allegedly been said out there, and I know we're discussing about, hell, I didn't like, Robert Pattison as Batman, but the hell, it was a great movie, right? Okay. It came out, and it was said that this gentleman here has worked out twice a day for the upcoming Batman 2 and highly anticipated movie in the franchise, all right? And he also even said he worked out just as much as he did for the first Batman, all right? And this photo of him right now, currently, all right, is him on April 1st on the Tonight Show with Zendaya promoting their movie at the time. And I call bullshit. All right, I call bullshit. This allegedly stuff, I call bullshit a little bit here. All right, that's a big ass allegedly. You're telling me you work out twice a day and you have no type of shoulder gain, you have no tricep line in there, you have no bicep that's bulging out of the freaking jacket right there. Your chest looks just as skinny as fucking the Elastic Man. Your face looks just as thin as the Thinner Man on the movie back in the 90s. Bro, the clothes that you're wearing all loosely, bro. You don't look like you've worked out a day in your life. You just strolled through the neighborhood. You graduated college, and you're ready for the next step in your career. That's what you look like, man. That's what you look like. You don't look like you came out to the gym like The Rock did in fucking, what's it called? Black Adam. You don't look like Henry Cavill that came out, out of the gym when he did Superman. You don't look like Ben Affleck when he did Batman. You don't look like freaking hell. Oh, man. You don't look like Christian Bale when he first was casted as Batman and he had to lose his weight for the film. All right. So I'm called bullshit, called allegedly. Pattison, come on, man. Come on, man. You got to do better. You got to do better. I told you. I said it from the get-go. Work out more for this next film to show your growth. But you digressed. You digressed. Oh, you did the opposite. CGI can't do that, man. CGI can't do all the work for you. Any thoughts on me? I know this is more for
where
me.
He could do what Henry Cavill and other guys did, just put on a muscle-padded suit and call it a day.
Oh, yeah, and Adam Levine. What's Adam Levine or what's his name?
I forgot.
I got look at that.
Adam Levine from Maroon 5.
Shazam. No.
Oh, Zachary Levi.
Yeah, Zachary Levi. There you go. You're right. My bad. Levine. I was gonna dub him as a Levine kind of guy. No, Zachary Levi. Like what he did there. So yeah, oh man. You could put on a muscle fit. I don't know, but it's just don't lie then. Why are you putting that out there like that? Why are you putting that out there for interviewers and for people to find out and be like, well, I did work out. What did you do? 10 crunches, 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups, 10 squats a day? That's what you did? Sure. Okay, I can see that. You got more toned than you did anything. But come on, man. When have you ever seen it? Name me a skinny Batman. Besides Adam West. All right, Adam West is different, but name me a different one.
Actually, Adam West wasn't skinny. He actually put on muscle. Adam West, the difference between Adam West and Bale and all them is Adam West wasn't wearing a muscle suit like Bale and all them.
True.
Same thing with, like, you could say Henry Cavill. You know that Christopher Reeve wasn't wearing a muscle suit.
Correct.
Reeve was pure body.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's why I can't talk shit about actors when the real ones put on the muscle and actually put on the suit that looks good. To me, it's not how you are dressed as Batman. It's what you do when you're in the towel.
Okay. All right.
Because if you're going to go out there... Well, yeah, because you're all about the muscles. You like to be a gym guy. You're a sports kid. But you never understood the aura of Batman. The fact that Batman is a detective, and we never had Detective Batman in a long ass time. It's always been,
Agreed.
I'm muscle bound here to kick ass, and that's it.
And that's what that's what I'm saying. Like, as much as I hate this guy as being the Batman, as much as I hate the aspect of what he brings to the table, I don't like it. But I can't knock the film. I can't. They did a great job by doing that. Like, we've never got that style of detectiveness. We never got that style of just like figuring out these things and being, down in dirt, coming back and winning something and being strategic on that. We never got it. We never did.
No,
And for
and
the film of the Batman was awesome. Go ahead.
Let me point out one thing real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, you just pointed it out right there with Robert Pattison having to look into the clues, figure out what's going on, for him to discover who the villain is.
Right.
You know what made me so angry with Ben Affleck as Batman? The fact that he could get played easily by the Lex Luthor.
Agreed. And I totally agree with you on that point. Me and you were on the same point of view on that. Like, why the fuck did they do that to that guy? Like, that made no sense to the setup. It made no sense.
Secondly, sorry, let me just jump this real quick. I promise.
Yeah. Because
Secondly,
Batman.
the other thing I didn't like about second thing I didn't like about Ben Affleck as Batman is Superman is fighting Zod. Batman Zod, there was shit of alien race that came down, and Superman had to take him on by himself.
Facts.
With a little bit of the army's help, but the army can't do shit against these fucking Kryptonians.
Correct the window.
So Ben Affleck sees this, and instead of saying, "Hey, I gotta figure out what hurts them so that next time that these guys come down, at least I can help them out." No, this guy said, "Oh, it's his fault this whole city got destroyed."
Yep.
I'm like, there's no way Batman would have done shit like that. Batman would have tried to figure out how can I help next time because he's gonna need my help.
Yep.
So that's the problem I had with those movies. That I know there's a lot of Snyder writers out there, but honestly, man, Snyder didn't really give us the Batman we need.
Correct.
Or a true fact of Batman.
Agreed.
Shit, and that's why I like what they're doing with Pattison. I agree with you about the fact that he needs to put on muscle. I agree. Because Batman, in comic books and everything, he's always been in peak form.
Correct.
So Pattison, the best one that I could tell that was in peak form was Christian Bale.
Yeah. Yep.
Because that guy was the one that you could tell can disappear and reappear when needed. He can hide in the shadows.
Yes.
And that's the thing.
Yes.
You need a Batman that's not too skinny, not too big, but just right enough for him to hide in the shadows.
And big enough and big enough to show that I can still beat you. You know what I mean? Like, he has to have that type of body build to put some fear into another person, another villain that he has. Like, he's always been such big bulky in front of freaking Joker himself. They were never, in tone or in the same vicinity of, like, let me eye to eye. Joker would always have to look up to Batman. He would have to, like, his size to Batman was such a bigger, and it maybe not have been like, yeah, I'm muscle build like what we saw in Batman animated films, but it just felt the aura of it, right? The aura of Batman felt like he was this big embodiment of, you have to be fearful of me doing and finding out you're the one that did all this stuff. So what happens? Joker has to point, look up, look up at you, be the smaller person. Same thing when it came to Scarecrow, like all the villains, like they would always have that. The big bulkiness came from what's a Killer Croc, fucking what's his Bane. You know what I mean? Like, and at that he has to find a way to beat his foes. So that's what I mean. And I think there's no disagreements at all whatsoever we're talking about. I think we're both in agreement with what's going on. Yeah.
The one thing I do like about Pattison's Batman also is, you just said it right there, the fear, You realize that in the Pattison film, it was more, you could actually feel the fear in some of the people, like when Freaking when
That
the
train
sign
station.
comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That train
The
station with
sign comes
the
up.
clowns was crazy.
And before that, even like when there were guys dealing in the street and stuff like that, when the sign came up, they were like, "Oh shit, I gotta go out. I gotta go home now.
Yep.
I gotta go hide," because they didn't know who he was after.
Right. They're like, Batman's roaming the streets. We gotta go. He's out here. He's out here, man. That'll be damn if I do something. Exactly correct. That was freaking awesome to see.
I wish Matt Reeves would have had Christian Bale and Mark and Heath Ledger. Imagine if Matt Reeves had those two guys,
right,
as his Batman and Joker. What would Matt Reeves have done with them in that type of environment?
Yeah, I agree.
With Colin Farrell as Penguin. That's the thing. It's like we have so many hits and misses. I do agree. And like I said before, Pattison's a good Bruce Batman, but he's just not it.
Yeah. I know. It is what it is.
Doesn't mean I'm not gonna watch part 2. I am, but I just wish he, like you said, I wish he would have gained muscle. Because me and you, I think we both know what part 2 looks like.
Hell yeah, it's gonna set up a great story. I'm really excited for what's gonna have a part 2. I'm not saying I'm not. I am, man. I fucking love the Penguin series when it came to HBO Max. I fucking love what he did with that series, and I love what he did with the characters in overall in this film. This film was fucking dope. It literally was from start to finish. It felt like an actual Batman movie. You know what I mean? And that's what's so good about it. And it's just like, but this one piece you got to make a twitch with, and that's a personal aspect. That is not my criticism, and my critiqueness is coming from a personal aspect. It is not coming from a negative limelight just because I saw this and this is different. The overall experience sucks ass. It does not. It doesn't take away the overall experience whatsoever.
We're both on the same page with me and Justice League. When I saw the Justice League movie, not the Josh Whedon one, because we both agree that one sucked. But when we saw what Zack Snyder did with his actual Justice League movie, then we both agree that freaking Jared Leto's Joker improved a lot in that film.
So much, like agreed.
Compared to what David Ayer did.
Yep.
So I sometimes feel like it's not just it's not the actor, but sometimes it's the director himself. Remember, Christian Bale, they said in an interview when Christian Bale was putting on the suit and he was out there performing, one of the camera crew guys said, "Are we filming Batman or Batman?" And Christian Bale's like, "Oh, okay, I get what this is." And he went back, worked out, and lost all that weight just to gain that muscle that he had for the first Batman film.
He was doing it like that whole push-up scene was because of that aspect, right? That's crazy.
Yeah,
crazy. Yep, agreed.
So it's all based on director, the direction, and what the director tells him. Like, hey, I need you to bulk up like this.
Yep.
And I bet you this kid would have done it, but if the director's like, no, I just need you to look this certain way because the suit has to fit you in the certain point, you know? Yeah. Then, oh, okay, cool. So I think it's all based on one, what the director wants, and two, the costume design itself.
Yeah, hell yeah. The scenery, the imagery, everything that's put together and stuff. It's all on how it doesn't make sense, how it's put together. That's where it's like, you know, what he did for the film. I can't knock on it. It's just the anticipation for it when it comes to part 2, and it's just more or less of like, all right, man, what I don't like, what actors like to do is try to put out some type of, you know, falseness in the narrative of what's happening here. It's like, just own up to it. Just you said it yourself. Yeah, exactly. Tell the truth. You said yourself in other interviews that you don't like working out. You're not that type of guy. You don't like when it comes to seeing all that when these other actors do so just for a role. You said that and you put that out there in the interview. So now it's like, now if you're going to try to retract it and try to give us a whole different image on this is where we have to call bullshit. That's only reason why I'm put on there like that and why I held it to it. Hell, I loved you and oh no, time out. Didn't love you, man. I liked you in Twilight, man. You made sense while you was in Twilight. And yes, I'm a man that watches Twilight. So it is what it is. But again, it's just the fact that, you represent my dude. You represent my favorite comic book guy, my favorite anime dude. Represent him. Represent him right. Do right. I got your back. Other than that, do something like this. I gotta say something. So this is what it is.
To me, the only thing that he struggles with is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I ain't like his Bruce. I don't know why.
Well, because he played the emo Bruce, man. He played the I'd rather be in my room and hate the world type of Bruce Wayne. And it's like, then again, hey, that could be that could be the depiction of year one of Bruce Wayne. Hate the world because he's fresh off of his parents being, dead. And he's still learning from Alfred in the sense of understanding what kind of man he wants to be for the future. So that's what I'm saying. It could be that. And at this point right now, hell, part 2 needs to be a big jump. It needs to be a big jump. That emo character needs to kind of step away now. He grew from that. After the incidents of part 1, he's done so. He's grown. He's done a better job of being a better Bruce because he knows for a fact now that if he can be this better Bruce, it gives him more ammunition of knowing what's going out there in the world, so he can then become his Batman and fix what he needs to fix. So that's the anticipation. And I think, we'll probably hear more. We'll definitely talk more about this when it comes to finding out the teaser trailer and all the good stuff. So we'll see. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, we'll definitely be here and saying that.
We'll have to. Yeah, I was gonna say if it doesn't, we'll have to wait and see what James Gunn has up his sleeve with. And that's the one thing I'm afraid of, man. Is James Gunn picked that guy who did the Flash movie to do Batman?
Same.
I mean, Michael Keaton's Batman was cool in the movie, so at least he knows his Batman. But still, like, damn.
Right. Correct. I agree. Well, all right, man. That's all I got, old man. That's all I got for the fans. For you guys, appreciate you guys for tuning in. You're subscribing, man. Awesome. Those who have done so, it's been great. We appreciate you guys stepping on in with us. But that's all I got for today. We'll definitely pop on here next week for sure. Talk about some really more cool stuff. And we'll keep in touch when it comes to this whole scary movie 6 criticism from the fans. I definitely do want to see that in theaters, which will be coming up soon, and do my own little review on it and give or take my little 2 cents on it. So we'll definitely be in talks for that. So stay in tune. Much appreciated. Oh man, you have yourself a good night, man.
No, you
say something for the fans, man.
All the ReJect in the world. Good night.
Yeah.
All right, fans. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy your or a day, whatever you're doing now. Just enjoy yourselves.
Yes,
that's the best way to put it. Enjoy yourselves. Entertain yourselves. Mm-hmm. Eat something, drink a beer, enjoy your life.
That's right. Cheers to you, people. Y'all be safe. Have a good one. All right, that was a good one. All right, man. I guess